Okay. Similarly, we can go ahead and create security groups. So, I mean, bottom line is we have a lot of functionality that we can just do right here, as far as maintaining the users and all of that fun stuff. Well, okay, fine.
Bob, it's easy to move users in and out. So if you're running an organization, you have 10 people and they leave, pull out, somebody gets somebody, bring them back on. So it's easy to
Right.
switch in and out.
Yeah, and the other thing you can also do, if you want to hold on to, let's say, if someone leaves, you still want to do something with their email. So you have the choice, like one of the things, that, if you notice on my list, I have a no longer at simplex-it.com. After a person has been gone for a period of time, I will add their email as an alias. So all the extra junk, if you will, goes to that one mailbox. And it may have 2 or 3 or 4 people in that list, but that way I'm never losing the historicals. And then once a month, I'll just go in and go, yeah, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. So you can do that as well. So you got some flexibility, as well as you can go in and let's say that Susan comes on board and takes over for Tom. Well, keep Tom's mailbox, but just change it so the name is Susan. Make Tom an alias so that if anybody sends emails to Tom, it's going to go right to Susan's mailbox. So Susan has all the history of Tom's email, doesn't have to change anything. And if Susan replies, somebody sends an email to Tom, Susan replies to it, it's going to come from Susan. So there's some functionality that you've got there, which is there in an Exchange environment as well. This is nothing new, but it's easier to do, you know. So, and this is the home site that what an end user would see if they logged onto the portal. And you'll notice, set up your computer to work with Office 365. So if we set up, and I'm already set up on this machine, but I can just go right here and install it. That's it. Install link, and then configure the Office desktop apps. So this link is actually there for the end users as well. Okay? Now, depending upon your organization, you may want to do this yourself. You may want to walk your people through it. You may want to connect remotely and do it, but not be there physically. You got some options. But it's boom, boom, and boom. And then as well, I can go to Outlook. And there's my Outlook Web Access. Although it's not actually called Outlook Web Access anymore. It's something, still OWA, but its naming is different. But anyway, so there's my email. Okay. Which includes real soon now. Okay. The information for Test Puppy. That's a temporary password in the account. When the person logs on with that temporary password, the first thing it'll ask is reset your password. Give us a new one.
Bob, how difficult is it for a user when they forget their password?
Well, it depends. When a user forgets their password, the real key thing is how much angst do you want to cause them? And I'm always as much as possible. You know.
That way they don't forget it again.
Oh, they will.
Well, it doesn't. You still get a level of excitement. You know, you still get an entertainment level. Essentially, what happens is the admin site, as you saw, the admin site gives you the ability to reset a user's password. So if somebody calls us and says, "Hey, I can't remember my password," you can go to the site, reset their password, and say, "Here's your temporary password," and then they set it to something that they like. Now, unfortunately, if they have Outlook installed on a couple of machines, or if they have phone systems, they've got to change it for all of them. Okay. Now, here's a couple things that's new from BPOS. You can actually delegate password changing to more than one person. So you can give a person the role of, they can't create new accounts or they can't do whatever, but they can change passwords, which is really nice, because in BPOS, the only way you could do it was the administrator. And you didn't want to give everybody the rights to do that sort of thing. Now they've made it so that you can delegate it out. And a few other roles as well.
That's good for a help desk.
Oh yeah. So help desk can definitely do, hey, we're going to reset your password.
Yeah, where before they used to have to
Yep.
try and get hold of the admin.
Another option. As you can see, we've really done a lot on our SharePoint site. Literally just put this up on Sunday, I think. So you've also got the team site. And as you see, we have vendor documents, client install, customer documents, so on and so forth. Fairly straightforward. However, one of the nice things that you can do now, and so for example, here's our customer list. Boom. But at the same time, what I can also do, and here's my Outlook, is that is our SharePoint customer list. It's also in our Outlook. If I make a change here on the Outlook, it will make the change up in the SharePoint site, and vice versa. So it's linked. How tough is that? Oh. Not tough at all, as long as I remember how you do it. Okay, my screen is a little bit different. Mea culpa. You go to the list, connect to Outlook. You connect to Outlook and you say, yes, I want to connect, boom, done. The same thing true with any document library, anything along those lines. Okay. In addition,
I'm curious, and when you go into Outlook and you want to send an email, and you get a drop-down list that says to, a lot of times you couldn't see all the different contacts.
Mm-hmm.
Will you see that in there?
you're not going to see it any more or any worse than you do now in a traditional Outlook. So when you are in Outlook, you specifically state where you get your list from, which contact list, which whatever. So you can say, I'm going to get my list from the global address, from my contact list, from my SharePoint list, whatever. You specify where Outlook searches for that, and boom, it'll search for it. In addition to that, if you have already, Outlook remembers who you've sent to before, so it builds a cache list, and it'll use that cache list. So it treats it almost identical. There's also something called SharePoint Workspace. Let me bring that up. Oh, actually, do I want that one or do I want the other one? Okay. That was the one I wanted. Okay. Now this is actually located on my local laptop. And what you can do is you can specify, do I want to do that? Actually, I apologize. I thought I had one already created. Oh, duh, it's staring me right in the face. This are all the files. You say they have the 15th, that's when I migrated all the files over there. This has all the files that we have on our SharePoint site. Okay, but it's located on my local laptop. And again, it'll synchronize back and forth automatically. So, and this is a component of Office 2010. Okay? So there's some cool stuff here. And then the other thing I wanted to show, do we have Steve's system set up? Okay. Is Link. Link is cool. Again, this is a combination of communicator and live meeting. And what we do, and we have not formally added all of our users and all of that fun stuff as far as their ability, but it will automatically tell what the status is of these folks. Oh, you're you? But you're busy. I don't want to interrupt you. It pulls the information from that person's Outlook calendar, so it shows me that Kevin is A, not wearing his bandana right now. Well, no, it tells me he is. I better not be disappointed. But also, what is his current status? He's in a meeting. I don't care if he's in a meeting.
Something else I noticed with Link, I typically use the OWA client from home, so I don't have to install Outlook on my home machine. Actually, when Bob messaged me, I had Link open. OWA actually integrates with Link. So I actually saw on my web browser the communication from Link.
Oh, cool.
So I mean, a lot of this stuff is coming together.
Cool. So I'll put in if I know how to spell bandana, which I don't think I do. And then I will specify a link call. Okay. So are you getting the call? Okay. Can you answer? Well, and one thing I will say is that this place does not have the best Wi-Fi connection, and what's actually happening is it's going up the pipe and then back down the pipe, so we're kind of using a fair amount.
It just said the call was unsuccessful. Try to install it again.
Cool. Or do you want to try calling me?
Did you try them again?
Hmm?
Did you try them
Yeah.
again? Maybe we did try it, like, he's faster than
There you go.
Or you should. Should is such a dirty word. Yeah, it says all.
Oh, duh.
Oh, Elm Street.
Yep. So I get the call here, and
I think
Skype.
Yeah. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Skype as far as the purchase goes, because that is the way that works is not as clean as some of the Google stuff, and so the technology is a little bit behind the times. So it'll be curious to see.
Yeah, I responded. Here's something else. Here.
Well, let's do this. I'm stopping that. Can you call me? Let's see where that goes.
Everything's out.